Hey everyone, a very good evening to all of you guys. Welcome to the MCQ session on finance current affairs. Okay guys, let's start the discussion. The very first question for today is, SEBI periodically revises the regulatory threshold to balance the investor protection with the compliance efficiency as part of the reform in the debt market. So here we are talking about the debt market, right? Here we are talking about the debt market. SEBI has revised the threshold for entities classified under high value debt listed entity category. What is the revised threshold prescribed by Securities and Exchange Board of India? One of the most important questions for your examination. What is the revised threshold for the high value debt listed entity category? The correct choice here guys will be 5,000 crore. Okay, 5,000 crore is the correct choice. Earlier it used to be 1,000 crore. Now it is 5,000 crore. सही है? Good evening Bhakti, good evening. Next one. RBI periodically releases the data reflecting the trends in the inflows across different schemes. According to RBI data, what was the total NRI deposit inflow into the Indian banks in April to October? It was 8.3 billion US dollar. How should company X be classified for company A if company A holds 40% of the equity shares? Now this is not from the dynamic part, but it is from the static part. It is from the static part. How should company X be classified? I am talking from the perspective of company A. Now company A holds 40% of equity shares of company X. What company X is for company A? What company X is for company A? So yesterday only discussed that it is going to be an associate company why the holding is 20% or more than 20%. So here we are having a significant influence, but the control will start from more than 50%, right? Next one. NRI deposit inflows are influenced by global interest rates, currency expectation and scheme specific feature. A sharp decline in the one category can significantly affect the overall inflows. So the moderation in the total NRI deposit inflow during April to October 2026 was primarily driven due to which deposit category? Which was the deposit category because of which there was a decline in the total NRI deposit? Basically, NRI deposit come हुए. So what is the driving reason for that? Which account is the driving reason for that? Which account is the driving reason for that? It is FCNRB deposit. Okay, it is FCNRB deposit. Option D here will be the correct choice. Option D here will be the correct choice. Acha, tell me this one. Suppose Mr. A is earning US dollars. He is living in United States. He is earning US dollars. He wants to park the funds with an Indian bank. Which of the following combination of deposit option is legally permissible? Good evening, John. Which of the following combination of deposit options is legally permissible here? NRE, NRO, only FC, NRB, only NRE, FC, NRB or NRO, FC, NRB or NRE. What do you think? The correct choice here is FCNRB and NRE deposit, right? You have foreign currency, you are transferring that to an Indian bank. You must be having a FCNRB account or a NRE account, right? NRO is for the income which you earned from within India. Acha, tell me this one. Mr. A wants to avoid any kind of forex related risk, right? Risk related to the foreign exchange fluctuations entirely. Which option would be most suitable for him? He don't want to take any kind of forex risk. So what is the option for Mr. A? Here what will be the option for Mr. A? He don't want to take any kind of forex related risk, and yesterday only we have discussed related to the account which will help you keep the money in the foreign currency in itself, right? The correct answer here will be, guys, FCNRB deposit. Why? Because if you want to deposit your money into NRE account, then you need to convert that money into the Indian rupees, but in FCNRB you can continue to hold foreign currency, US dollars. So the forex risk will be completely eliminated here if you store your money into FCNRB deposit. Next one. SEBI has introduced reforms in the mutual fund ecosystem to enhance transparency, comparability, cost efficiency. The new structure introduced by SEBI for mutual fund relates primarily to which aspect? Was it related to portfolio concentration norms, expense cost structure, riskometer disclosures, exit load framework, benchmark selection methodology? The correct choice here is expense cost structure, right? We have decided, we have discussed in the class as well, like earlier there used to be a total expense ratio disclosure. Now we have a structure. We need to first disclose the BER, base expense ratio, then we need to show taxes separately, then we need to show the brokerage as well separately. So option B here is the correct choice. Next one. SEBI has strengthened the IPO related lock-in provisions to ensure post-listing stability. In such situation where the shares are in lock-in, in case of a non-promoter shares, how must these shares be treated by the depositories for the remaining lock-in period? Let's suppose I am a non-promoter. I have taken a loan. I have given shares as collateral to a bank. These shares are subject to lock-in. What will happen in that? Will the shares be freely transferable? Will the shares be temporarily suspended or converted into promoter holding, marked as non-transferable, shifted to escrow account? It will be marked as non-transferable by the depository, right? By the depository, it will be marked as non-transferable. The banks also cannot transfer the shares, right? That's the rule that we have studied. This is regarding the basic service Demat account eligibility. You all know there is a certain threshold for that. Tell me which of the following are excluded from the threshold calculation. Which of the following are excluded from the threshold calculation? And the correct choice here is option D, zero coupon, zero principal bonds and delisted shares, right? Option D is the correct choice. Next one is about illiquid securities. So illiquid security pose valuation challenges due to infrequent trading and limited price discovery. To ensure consistency, SEBI has prescribed a valuation approach for such securities. For the illiquid securities with very few trades, that's what makes the security illiquid, right? Which price should be used? VWAP, which is also called as volume weighted average price, previous week's average price, last closing price, face value, book value. The answer is very simple, which is the last closing price. So this circular also stated the valuation criteria related to the illiquid security, which will be the last closing price, right? Perfect. Now, the depository participants are required to check again and again related to the assessment of the BSDA eligibility. Can you guys tell me the frequency at which the depository participant needs to check the BSDA eligibility? Monthly, bi-monthly, quarterly, half-yearly, annually? A very straight question. Yes, that is quarterly. So depository participants like brokers are required to now check the eligibility. Let's suppose I do have an account with Zerodha. Then Zerodha needs to check my eligibility for the basic service Demat account on a quarterly basis from now onwards as per the SEBI circular. Next one. Deposit insurance is a key element of financial stability of any country. We all know that DICGC is providing this deposit insurance, which is a wholly owned subsidiary of Reserve Bank of India. What is the maximum deposit insurance available per depositor, per bank? We all know that it is 5 lakh, right? It is 5 lakh. India's deposit insurance mechanism has undergone reforms to align premium with the apt profile of the banks rather than applying the uniform pricing. Can you guys tell me which is the new framework that is going to replace the flat premium structure with which type of system? Earlier we used to follow that 100 रुपए का डिपॉजिट है, 12 पैसे इंश्योरेंस के देने पड़ेंगे फॉर डिपॉजिट इंश्योरेंस पर्पस. बट नाउ वी ऑल आर ट्रांजिशनिंग टुवर्ड्स द रिस्क बेस्ड, रिस्क लिंक्ड प्रीमियम स्ट्रक्चर, राइट? अगर बहुत ज्यादा रिस्क होगी तो ज्यादा प्रीमियम चार्ज किया जाएगा, कम रिस्क होगी तो कम प्रीमियम चार्ज किया जाएगा. नेक्स्ट वन, इन 2025 which entity committed USD 4.26 billion in the sovereign lending to India? Now this happened in December 2025. Which entity committed 4.26 billion USD in sovereign lending to India? Yes, it was Asian Development Bank, ADB. Perfect. Next one. The index of 8 core industry is a key indicator of industrial performance and feeds into the broader measures of the economic activity. According to the official data, how much did India's core infrastructure sector grow in November 2025? This is regarding the index of the 8 core industries data. And the correct choice is 1.8%, right? We all know that 1.8% is the core sector data of November 2025. Last question will be a homework question for you all, right? For RBI Grade B aspirants, don't kind of link it with the Companies Act, no matter I have given the word Companies Act in it, but still you all need to give the answer of this. Doesn't matter whether you study Companies Act or not, this can be one of the question which can come in the examination, though it is nowhere related to your finance current affairs session of yesterday, but I was talking about subsidiaries, associate, holding company. So this is also one of the questions that you need to know, and that's for your homework purpose. So do let me know later on in the comment section what is the correct choice, right? And guys, if you are preparing for RBI Grade B examination 2026, you can check this course. This is complete course with books, right? So you'll be getting physical books as well in this particular course. So guys, thank you so much. See you soon in the next session. Bye bye. Take care. Have a great weekend. Thank you so much. Bye bye. Good night.